Got music playing too. Who's doing the dance with me? Hello, everybody. Hi, guys. We are now recording and we are on Facebook Live too. A conversation around money being easy. For how many of you is money easy? I'd love to ask you, for how many of you is money easy? Anybody? Anyone who wants to put their hands up? Oh, no, not even one hand up. Okay, for how many of you is money difficult? Hands up. Any of you? Money is difficult? Okay, yeah. Thank you. Kind of difficult, but I'm not letting anyone know that. I'll keep my hand down. So today's call, it was just one of those, Samantha and I were talking about this and we were like, we were talking about creation of classes and creation of money and creation of business. And they were all kind of intermingling with each other, business, money, creation. It was almost like, how often have you decided that you have to work hard to create money? It's like, if I have to have money, it has to be hard work, or it has to be, it has to fit into the hours that I've put into work, or it has to be justified by how different, or something that justifies the amount of money that I've created. It has to be justifiable, it has to be explainable, it has to be a reasonable amount, depending on your points of views about how much time, how much energy, and how much money did you invest initially into it. And that's what makes money hard, right? Because you've equated it to hard work. You equated money, which is creating money, as hard money, and it's not going to be easy. So you've equated it, hi mom, you've equated it to hard work instead of looking at money as easy, and now you can equate it to receiving, simply receiving. So I would actually love you all to unmute yourselves and bring across your questions if you have any around money, around what are the challenges that you feel and that you face with money. Yes, Sam, I see your hand up.
Always.
Good, awesome, go for it.
So I get energetically that money is easy, but honestly, when I think of what inspires me to ask for money, I don't feel really inspired to ask for money. So my ask for money stems from requirement. And I wonder how money is easy, the knowing of money is easy, could really be put to use, or rather, how do I really play with it when my ask stems from only requirement rather than having way too much money but not knowing what to spend, like irrespective of knowing what to do with it.
Yeah. So can I ask you a question here, Sam? No, don't ask me. Just tell me what to do. Don't ask me a question. I will still ask you a question. If I may, do I have a yes?
Yes.
Awesome. So what I want to ask you is, when you say requirement, is that really the energy of need? Like, I need money and that's when I get it, right?
Absolutely.
And you very subtly don't say need and you say requirement.
Yes.
That's a great example of where we lie to ourselves, where we tell ourselves, I require money. And the energy that we're being with money in that moment is, I need money, I need money, I need money. But what we're telling ourselves is, I require money. So we are trying to settle the energy of the need, but what we're actually being with money in that moment is need. And that's what, it's like, you want to be really honest with yourself, like brutally honest with yourself. And now what can change if you were to acknowledge that I create money from need instead of the choice?
Again, this part, very, like, I get it. Somewhere it's as though there's an underlining point of view that I have to be inspired to create it, or I have decided I don't know what it is like to have more money and not do anything with it.
Are you a humanoid?
Yes.
And do you create differently? Do you create for money or do you create for the joy of creation?
The latter.
Yeah, that's a joy of creation. Money is a byproduct of the joy of creation. If you start to create for money, do you really create?
I do, but the other one is much more easier, sure.
Yeah, that. Thank you. You do, but it's way easier when you create for the joy of creation. That's the difference between easy money and hard money. When you're creating for money, you make it hard. You make it difficult. And when you create it for the joy of creation, when you create it for simply because you're having fun with the creation, money just kind of shows up. It's just like a byproduct of you having fun, of the joy that you be with the creation. Because money always comes to a party of possibilities and a party of fun. Money doesn't enjoy going to a party of judgments. And a party of judgments is good judgment, bad judgment. It's not just the bad judgment. If you have a good judgment about money, that too is a judgment. If you have a good judgment of yourself, that too is a judgment. Money flows where there be joy, and joy comes from the space of where there is no point of view. And being interesting point of view about your creation and having fun while you're creating has you receiving money.
What question would you suggest I ask?
The first one, thank you for acknowledging that you create from the space of need, because unless you don't acknowledge something, you don't get to change it. Okay, till then you're just hiding it behind the curtains or brushing it under the carpet. I don't want to look at it. If I just keep it hidden, nobody will know. First and foremost, you got to unhide that point of view. You got to look at how you create, all right? Not from a point of view of I'm wrong, I'm terrible, I do it the wrong way, but from a point of interesting point of view that I choose to create it this way. And now, how can I change this? If I didn't need money, what would I choose to create? I love asking this question for the creations that for my classes and for sessions that I put out. We work together, and it's like if something just pings, it pings, and if something doesn't, even if the money is big, I'm like, nah, simply because I know it's going to be really hard, and I don't enjoy hard work. I don't. For me, hard work does not equal to money. For me, hard work equals to hard. And that's not fun. So I'd rather come from a space of, okay, if I wasn't creating for money, would I still choose this? And if I wouldn't, then acknowledging to myself, okay, I'm creating this just for the money. And not to fool myself that I'm creating it for the fun of it. And then ask, how much fun can I instill in this? How much fun can I have with the creation of this? Because now what's missing in the creation is the main element, fun. But the thing is, if we don't acknowledge it to ourselves, if we do not acknowledge that what we are creating it for, and the energy that we are being with it, you really can't change it. So, okay, everything that you have made so vital, so valuable, and so real about creating money with the need of it, whose reality is that? Is that your reality, or did you buy it from somebody.
Bought it for sure.
Yeah. So whoever you bought that from, could you return it to sender with consciousness attached, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, what, purple, 9 shots, boys and beyonds. You know, space of creating money.
Chandana, I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Can
spoke
I?
about
Just a second, Kanika. Sam, did that give you clarity?
Yes, and I would like to ask more questions in the direction of how to really create it from the fun of it.
So before I come to, all right. Okay, is your question the question to do with this, Kanika?
it is to do with money, but you spoke something about working hard.
Yeah.
So that's where that's the direction I want to go into right now.
Yes.
So you spoke about working hard, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But say for example, you are required to do and be committed to whatever that creates the money, right? In the work that you are. So could you speak on the energy of like, and the language would be, okay, I am working hard, I am doing my best, I am giving my best, I'm being committed to, whatever the result. So that is working hard, isn't it? I mean, you're putting
when you are committed, yeah, exactly, that is working hard, because now you.
It could also be, maybe say, I know time is not relevant, say, but when you're having fun creating money, time is not relevant. But say, for example, you're giving in your 1 hour, 2 hour of your time in generating that content for the business or whatever, it does require your capacity, your power, your creativity, all of that.
Yes, it does. It does require that. But are you being that from a space of what does my business require, or what does this project require to show up? Or are you doing it from a space of, I have to do this, I have to put so many hours, I have to put so much of this, I have to work so hard? Are you coming from points of views of what you have to do? Or are you coming from a question of what can create this? What can actualize this? When you come from a question, Kanika, it's not hard work. When you come from a question, it's actually you taking action that is a generative energy that has you actualizing this, or it actually showing up in this reality.
Yeah. And then in that case, time is just space.
Yeah, time is not relevant. You could put in 2 hours and you could create 5 times more than somebody who works 12 hours a day. What's the difference?
Yeah, I got it in the sense. Yeah, I got it. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
It comes from, you're welcome, darling. It comes from, what are your points of views about work? What are your points of views about receiving? What are your points of views about money? Because like Gary says, it's never a money problem. It's always a receiving problem. It's not a money problem. And now when we come to, and thank you for bringing up that energy, because I did want to go there, Kanika, about the, it being hard. And, something that I just wanted to read, which was really interesting from the Advanced How to Become Money workbook. Yeah. You are always looking at how you can create money. You're not looking at what money is going to create for you. If money was going to work for you, what would that look like? Now, this is a very different concept. If money was going to work for you, what would that look like? You are so busy working for money. What would it look like if every dollar you spent was going to come back to you tenfold? What would it be like if every time you spent money, something great would occur for you? Now that is you knowing that money is easy. That is you recognizing that, hey, it doesn't have to be hard. It can just be easy. Can you employ money to create you more money? Just a random question. Any of you would like to play with that energy of employing money to create you more money?
Yes.
Awesome. That's great. So ask, what would it be like if I could employ money to create me more money? Is it really possible, says Sugandha. Thank you for asking that, honey. In this reality, it's not possible. In this reality, you've got to work for money. You have to be the slave to money. Money is not supposed to work for you. But in actuality, money was created to work for you. Money was created to make life easy for you, not hard. Money was created to facilitate trade. So trade could be easy. So your life could be easy. In other words, money was created to make your life easy, not hard. But what we did, we twisted it around, and instead of getting money to work for us, we started to work for money. Sounds like it's magical. Yes, and it is magical. Yet, when you look at it, that is the base. That is the base of creation, guys. Who created money? You created money. What did you create money for?
Could you speak more on making money work for you? I
Yes.
know what it is, but just a little bit, or probably with one or two examples, the way you have employed money
sure.
to work for
Yes,
you.
for sure, darling. So when you look at money, let's look at I go to the mall to buy a shirt for myself. Okay. And I walk into a store and I like a shirt and I buy it. No engaging with the molecules of the shirt, no communication with the shirt. I just buy it and I come out. I like it. I like the color. I like the fabric, bought it and left. Okay, that's one scenario. The next one is I walk into a store and oh, where did everyone freeze? So okay, is this better?
Yeah, you're back.
All right, awesome. The second scenario is I walk into a mall and I ask my body to show me what shirt can I buy that can have it create me more money. And I allow my body to direct me, to actually take me wherever it does. And I pick up a white shirt, I pick up a pink shirt, and I go with, will you create me money? Yes or no? If I get a yes, I buy it. If I get a no, I put it back. Is that a crazy way of doing it? Probably in this reality. But every molecule on this planet has consciousness, including the molecules of your garments. Every single molecule has consciousness. Every molecule of consciousness is communicating with you and is creating with you. If you talk to the molecules of everything that's around you, including your car, including the garments that you buy, and give it a job, it will do that for you. So if you're picking up a shirt and being like, hey, will you create me money? And you get a yes, buy that shirt, bring it home. And now be in the wonder. If I wonder, what could you create for me? Now, money is an energy, okay? We say money, what the money is actually an energy. So when you ask, will you create me money? You're asking, will you create me more energy as my life? So when you wear the shirt, it could bring you more joy. You could have a wonderful time with a friend over a cup of coffee. It doesn't necessarily bring you cash, but it expands your world because it adds joy to your world. And money follows joy. It could also bring you cash. Did you get that? Now that's you employing money. So when you're spending money, you're actually asking that money to create you more money.
Could you yeah, that's beautiful, Chandana. I mean, yeah, of course, every molecule has consciousness and it does create your life and contributes to your life. But could you, like, so for example, you're putting out a class, you know, a 3-day class or a foundation, whatever. how would we communicate to the class for creating people and getting in people for the class?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you for asking that, Kanika. So when you start to create a class, do you do it alone, or do you do it with the inclusion of every molecule of consciousness on this planet?
I do it alone.
That, right? Now, the moment you've separated and now you have to do it alone, it's become hard work. I don't do it alone. I do it with the contribution of every molecule on the planet. I ask what will create greater, what dates will create greater. I ask what city will create greater. I ask who can show up, who can I add to the creation of this class. I go into question. And when I go into question is when I'm receiving from every molecule of consciousness. But when I go into doing, which comes with conclusions, answers, fixed points of views, now that's rejecting the contribution that the universe is here to be for me, to make life easy. What can show up as your reality if you started to receive, if you started to include every molecule on the planet and started to ask for the contribution of every molecule on the planet, but with every creation, with every single creation, whether you're creating a class, whether you're cooking in the kitchen, whether you're spending time with your family, whether you're going for a movie, whether you're gardening, everything's a creation. Each and everything, whether you're sulking, whether you're fighting, even that's a creation. Are you willing to have the contribution of every molecule? I mean, if you fight, fight the best, or else don't fight, right? Ask for the contribution. If you're cooking, make sure, if you're baking a cake, ask for the contribution. What can that create for you? How much easier can life be? Did that give you clarity, Kanika?
Yes, tons of clarity.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. You're welcome. Bhavita says, isn't investment like money is working for us and creating more money? Yeah, that's a wonderful question to ask. Investments, if done for fun, create a lot of magic in your world. Investments, if done with a point of view, now you are serving investments. Now your investments are not working for you. You are working for the investments. Once again, it's going to be hard. Did you ask the investment, will you create me money? Or did you decide it's a good investment because everybody is investing in that? It's a different way of being. It's a different way of playing with money. It's listening to the whispers of possibilities. It's listening and including consciousness in the choices that you make with money, which makes it easy. Each time you go into, I have to do this alone, and this is now mine, and now this is investment, and I've read so much about this investment, and this is what is good, and this is what is right. Yeah, probably you will create money. But could you create greater if you asked a question? Could you create greater if you ask investment to work for you?
Right, I get it.
Right? Awesome. Thank you. Sugandha, ma'am, I would like to know more about this book. Do we get more tools to create more money? Oh, yes. This is a book. It's a magical book, Advanced How to Become. Oh my God, Sam, you have it too. It's truly one of my favorite books in Access. The first time I read it, I couldn't read more than 2 pages or maybe 1 page at a time. I would just fall off to sleep. There was so much of unconsciousness that was actually coming off me, because there's so much of unconsciousness in this reality. If you recognize, one of the most insane area of everybody's lives is money. And like Gary says, it's not important whether you have $5 in your bank, or you have $5,000 in your bank, or you have $5 million in your bank. The points of views of money are so insane that it makes you being with money insane. That has you creating insanity with money. Hi. So when we look at the insanity that people have with money, they automatically make it difficult. There is no ease with it. So does this book have a lot of tools? Yes, it has a lot of questions. It has a lot of tools. And like Access books, this is one of the books that actually, as you read it, magically enough, your financial reality starts to change. It starts to shift. It starts to mutate almost in a manner that's, you can't define that. And which is why we have this also as, we have the prereq of how to become money workbook. So have you all done the how to become money workbook? Anyone not done it? Yeah, done it, Nishita? She puts both hands. Yeah. I'm like, who's not done it? Anyone not done it? Oh, everyone's done it. Awesome. Okay, Henki, you've not done it. Get yourself to read that book. Not
Even
done it.
I have not done.
Please get yourselves to read that book. It's brilliant. There are some wonderful facilitators out there who facilitate this How to Become Money workbook. And it's absolutely brilliant, the original How to Become Money workbook. And I know Nishita probably has one coming up. And so you can all get in touch with her and ask her dates. Choose it. And the prereq for this is How to Become Money workbook and the foundation. It's a little, I don't want to say it's like the name is Advanced How to Become Money workbook. So I can say it's advanced. It also requires you to have done the How to Become Money workbook. So you've actually played with the questions that are in How to Become Money workbook, which starts to clear so many points of views and so many insanities around money that you're holding on to. Okay, so there is another question. Eye-opening session. Wonderful. Great. Have fun and fight. Yeah, totally. Nishita. Now we'll have fun while sulking also. Absolutely. If you've got to sulk, do it the best. Otherwise, don't do it. Don't do anything half-hearted. Yeah. Sam, I'm going to come to your question, darling. You had another question.
My question was, in the space of knowing, all of this is very light and true, and I know that money is super easy. I'd like to ask more questions about how to create it more from the space of, or rather, what are the questions I can engage with to create it from the space of having more than I'm willing to, more than willing to spend. Like, have it for the heck of it.
Yeah, just that. What would it be like to just have money?
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I know. What would it be like, honey? Without the need, without the wills, without the fear of not having it. I once asked somebody this question: what would it be like to have all the money in your bank and to just walk into any store?
Have no feeling.
Thank you. She said something similar. She said, I wouldn't know what to do. Right? And isn't that funny? Because you're waiting to have all the money to do what you want to do or to feel really happy. But like Samantha said, I'd have no feeling. And that lady, other one who I spoke with, that really sweet, and she's totally changed her financial reality, by the way, now. She was like, I don't know what to do. I mean, if I had all the money, I would not have any incentive to work. I wouldn't have any incentive to do anything. Why would I even create? that was her point of view, which was really interesting. So how many of you have that point of view, that you're only creating for money and for the need of money? And if you have all the money, there would be no incentive, no motivation to create. Incentive and motivation is a lie. It's like a carrot that's dangling in front of you. And just when you're getting almost to the carrot goes away from you. And then again, you keep running after it, and then it goes away from you. So you never really have the carrot. So everywhere that you're creating from motivation and inspiration, not inspiration, motivation and incentive, instead of choice, would you please destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, 9 shots, boys and beyonds. Ask yourself, what would it be like to have all the money, to walk into a store and to know I could buy anything? What would it be like? Would life be too easy? Would I be too superior? Would I stand out? Would I be too different? Because what is more on this planet? Lack of money or abundance? And I don't come from abundance in the sense people having a lot of money in their banks. Because if they still have the points of views about lack of money, that money will not be with them. Because they're not willing to be that.
You know, when you're really asking me this question, the thing that comes up is something that Gary and Dane, I saw a short video where they speak about being ridiculous with money.
That.
You know, I don't know if I probably have judgments of being looked at as being ridiculous with money.
Yeah. So how ridiculous can you get with money?
Very, very ridiculous.
Are you willing to be that? Are you willing for people to judge you for that? Oh, right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, 9 shots, boys, forwards and beyonds. What obnoxious amount of money are you willing to receive?
Making me so uncomfortable, this whole call.
Thank you. And what obnoxious money are you not willing to receive? This is where you go into defending and avoiding. You're receiving. You go into receiving obnoxious amounts of money. I am happy to receive a big house with a pool, with a basketball court, and with number of cars. I'm willing to receive that. So you're defending that. And then you go into, I'm not willing to receive so much money. Oh my God, I'll have to pay tax. What do I do with so much? Where do I keep it? Oh my God, if I get so much money, oh no, 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 I don't want the money. You're going to avoiding the money. So what are you creating as your reality? A conflictual reality where you are in constant conflict with receiving. That has you constantly avoiding and defending money. So everything that, what points of views of money are you avoiding and defending that keeps your financial reality in existence? Right, wrong, good, bad, hot, pock, 9 shots, boys and beyonds. What points of views of money are you avoiding and defending that keeps your financial reality in existence? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, 9 shots, boys, forwards and beyonds. And once more, what points of views of money are you avoiding and defending that keeps your financial reality in existence? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, 9 shots, boys, forwards and beyonds. You could run this for a while, Sam, and see if it changes something. And keep me posted. Keep us all posted. What changes? Yes, Laxmi, I see your hand up, darling.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I feel, a total failure in creating money by myself. There's
Okay.
always there's a loser attitude when in me creating my own money.
Okay.
So yeah, I just wanted to ask about that.
So
And many
what
people
is,
say, many
yeah,
people say you have a very good potential you can create, but uh, I just I just think they're making fun of me, or they're or I feel I'm really not that worth. So there's a lot of low self-esteem in myself to to go. Yeah.
yeah. So if you could ask me a question, honey, what would that be?
How do I remove that failure attitude? This
Okay,
failure.
what if how and why is not allowed in questions? No how, no why, no when. Another question.
What would make me to defeat that failure attitude and be a winner?
All right. So what points of views do you have about being a failure?
I'm always
Yes.
labeled as one. I'm labeled as one always.
Okay. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, park, online shots, boys, bads and beyonds. What points of views of being a failure are you avoiding and defending that keeps this in place? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and park, online shots, boys, bads and beyonds. And thank you, Laxmi. This is a huge contribution to everybody on the call. What points of views do you have of being a failure that you are avoiding and defending that keeps this in existence? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shots, boys, bads and beyonds. What points of views of being a failure are you avoiding and defending?
You want me to answer that?
You could.
Okay. I always look for approval from people, If they approve, I feel okay. Then I'm not having self-acknowledgement or self-approval.
Yeah. So self-approval is the need of validation. And any need in your life comes from a lack of acknowledgement of self, of the being.
Okay.
So what you want to do, honey, is acknowledge yourself every day for the brilliance that you are. If you don't see yourself as the brilliance, will anybody else see you as that?
Mm-hmm.
And you got to see, you talked about failure and success. What is failure in this reality? It's somebody who failed according to somebody's point of view, somebody who was less than. And what is a success? Somebody who succeeded according to somebody's point of view. In other words, he was more than or greater than. Both are comparisons, both are judgments. And what do judgments do? They destroy you. Failure and success is a label that was put on you so you could be controlled. Everything that brought up, would you destroy and uncreate that, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys, bads and beyonds. A success is one. If you have changed one person's life, Gary says you are a success. One person's life. Just one. Have you changed one person's life?
Yes.
Thank you. Will you acknowledge that you are a success?
Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Every morning, acknowledge yourself. Write down 5 things. Do this home play. Every morning, get up and write down 5 things that you acknowledge about yourself that you did the day before. Any 5 things. Acknowledgement will bring to you more of what you acknowledge. And unless you acknowledge something, you can't change it. If you're looking to change your financial reality, you've got to acknowledge my financial reality sucks. And I would like to change it now. Really sucks. Like, acknowledge it. Don't run away from it. Don't be like, oh, it's because of him, my reality sucks. Or you know why I'm such a bad way? Because I lost money in my previous investment. Or you know why it's doing so bad? Because people are competing with me. That's just victimizing yourself and looking for reasons, justifications, and excuses. Be present with your financial reality and say, oh my God, my financial reality sucks. Okay, cool. What different choice can I make here now? How can I change this? What can I do and be here that can change this? And everything that doesn't allow you to know, be, perceive, and receive that, would you destroy and uncreate that, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, what, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds. Did that contribute to you, darling?
Yes.
Awesome. Great. So I'm just going to read this one line here before we wind up. Gary and this other lady are having a conversation about money, where Gary says, if you knew what you know all the time and you could make money that easily, that would make your life too easy. And you cannot have an easy life. Simply because when you don't have an easy life, how many of you think and believe that you're not even living? And when you have a difficult life, yeah, right? And then when you have a really difficult, challenging life, and then you overcome the challenges and the difficulties, you feel, yeah, I'm living. You see me? So everything that is, when you destroy and uncreate that. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pork, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds. So he says that would make your life too easy and you cannot have an easy life. She said, well, I'm done with that. I've noticed that if I have a bit of time off, instead of receiving the time and the beauty of creation and the joy, there is an automatic responder to go to shit around money rather than just being and receiving of life. And how many of you do that? When you have, the time on hand and you don't have much happening around you, how many of you go to creating shit around money? That's the easiest for a humanoid to create. And then get busy trying to solve it. Are you willing to have an easy life where you just receive and you enjoy the joy and the beauty of life and living and receiving? To which Gary says, that's because you make money more important than receiving. And that's not a good idea. You think the only thing you can receive, or the only thing when you talk about receiving, is money. Or you think when we talk about money, it's cash. That's how much you limit your receiving. Receiving is being in oneness and receiving every molecule on the planet. Money is an energy, and cash is a part of it. Are you willing to receive so much joy, so much ease, that money is just a byproduct of it all? Just a choice, my friends. Okay, red heart. Thank you, Ula.
Thank you so much, Chandana.
You're welcome.
This was by far one of the most uncomfortable calls I've attended. I'm trying to sit in one place, but it's been really uncomfortable to just sit here and listen to everything that you've been sharing with utmost kindness. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
So is it time to drop the inner white?
Yes, please.
I was reading this particular book again and thought I'll read this part to each of you who showed up here. Thank you, humanoids and humans and techies and aliens and everybody involved here and everybody who are present with us right now. Thank you so much for choosing to spend this 1 hour with us and share your questions and receive the awesomeness that is being delivered. So this is the line which goes something like this. You as a humanoid have the ability to see fortune. You have the ability to hear it lightly knocking at your door, but you have made yourself deaf. So everything you have done to deafen yourself to the light knock of fortune will you now destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, online shorts, poads, and beyonds. So this, we play with Advanced How to Be Money Workbook every 2 or 3 months, and it's one of the most, it's almost like a retreat space where you literally knock out the hidden limitations and the hidden judgments. I'm noticing there's so much more energies coming up for me, so I'm totally going to be playing with it. So to each of you who've showed up here, this is our warm invite to you. If you have completed your foundation and have even read the How to Be Money Workbook once, if not, please ping me. I'd be happy to share all the links that would be required for you to buy it and read it. Or you can even go to YouTube to check some of the reads. They are fabulous. You're invited to this adventure, which we begin on 11th May to 25th May. We start every day between 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. IST. I will share the world link for you if you require. But I'm sure you got your taste of what this is. This energy for you is, if you are wanting to outcreate the space, to really dig deeper with money, with who you be, and literally becoming so much more attuned to the whispers of fortune that you truly know for you. We would love to have each one of you who have hopped on right here. We have early bird prizes. Just give me one moment so I can tell it to you very clearly. So we have an early bird pricing going on till 8th of May, which is going to be 430 USD or 33,000 in INR. And after that, we would probably be charging it at 450 USD, which is 36 INR. I'd request you to ping me or Sugandha or Chandana herself, and we'd be happy to really dissect that to you. And if the choice seems much more uncomfortable, please feel free to ping one of us and we'd be happy to facilitate you through that space. And yeah, we begin on 11th May. We have early bird prize open for you. The prerequisites being foundation and for you to have read the How to Be Money Workbook once. If it tugs your heart, hop on the train.
And if not, anyway, go create your life.
Yeah, ping us for the links. Yeah, ping us for the links. We'd be happy to share you that as well.
Totally, totally. And thank you, Sam. Thank you for putting it out there so beautifully and so clearly for everyone. And yes, you can get in touch with Sam. You can get in touch with Sugandha. You can get in touch with me. We're all here for you. And love you guys. Hope to see you all soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank you
Mom.
Thank you.
Thank you.